Well, just to let you know before the video starts of the ferry ride, I'm going to Fairbanks tomorrow and we're going to pan for gold. Now, I've panned many times for gold with those handheld gold pans and only gotten gold dust, but at least I'll be able to show y'all what gold dust looks like glittering in the sunshine in that water in the pan. And the weather's clear. If you can tell, it's snowing here. The weather's always shittier and Whittier. But anyway, look forward to the next video. Not this one. This one's the ferry video. We're going to pan for gold in Fairbanks. And maybe down in Healy. If you look on the map between Fairbanks and Anchorage, there's a town, Healy. Healy. That's where their big mine is, or where they get all the Alaska coal at. But anyway, look forward in the next following video to pan for gold. And so look forward to that. I hope y'all enjoy the ferry video fixing to come up next. Hey, check out Pioneer Peak this morning with that cloud line. You know, Mount McKinley does that a lot because it makes its own weather. It's just one long strip of clouds. Anyway, I got rolled up. I'm gonna walk and get some coffee. And then I'm going to Whittier, camp out a day. Well, I gotta find out the schedule for the ferry. And I'll end up camping out if I gotta wait a day or two. So that's where I was. Camped right about there. Anyway, I'm heading to Whittier. Alright, we are at Beluga Point. There's your Alaska Railroad down there. Of course, I'm definitely going to turn the camera off. Because that looks like something Sir Edmund Hillary would have to conquer here. Alright, we were on the Alaska Railroad. That's heading back towards Anchorage. And we are on our way to Whittier. Of course, that's going towards Whittier and Seward. So we are going to walk down to Beluga Point. This is where the beluga whales, I believe, I can't remember what time of year, but their breeding season. But I think beluga whale is my favorite. And the humpback and the bowhead sperm whale are pretty neat. I think they were the deepest diving whale on Earth. I think sperm whale can dive down to 2 miles, I believe.
Vole tracks.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. They live under the snow.
Oh, and they escape predators that way then, huh?
Yeah, and then the snow melts and you can see where their city was.
Oh, I didn't know they had moles.
Voles with a V. V-O-L-E. They're like little mice, shrew looking deals.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty hardy.
Oh, dog. A vole. I'm gonna have to Google that.
I think they call them meadow voles. It's like with the vole.
Now I feel illiterate. I always learn something just when I think I learned everything. What's a nice...
something new every day.
Yep. Even with the railroad. I remember when I first started riding, I used to hear them old timers talking, and I thought, how am I gonna ever learn all this? It just takes slow time.
Well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Singing.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah. Yep, and it takes about 32 years to eat one, probably.
Check this burl out here. Man, that'd be a good.
Oh, wow.
Woodworkers would like that burl.
On a wood turning machine?
Yeah, you can make something really cool out of that burl.
I love watching them wood turning shows. Especially when they take an old ugly stump and turn it into...
Yeah, maybe.
What is that?
That's the high point up there. Maybe.
Oh. Oh, you want to go up there?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't think I ever been up here. Me and Ron were going to do the polar bear plunge in this.
Better you than me. I ain't in that water.
I did it in Sioux Falls. It was only like 4 foot deep to raise money for the fire department.
Well, I might do it for that, maybe.
But you kind of psych yourself up, and they kind of made like a slip and slide where it'd be easy to get out. Oh, awesome.
Well, don't fall off of here.
Ooh-wee. I should have been a steel worker.
I don't mind being in an airplane, but I hate standing on cliffs.
Yeah, no wings here. Yep,
God,
this
it's
is
nice
the
out here today.
Turnagain Arm. So I guess what is it, Sunshine or Sunrise and Hope? They're over.
Yeah, Hope's there and Sunrise is over there.
There's supposed to be like a trail Ron talked about, a 2-day hike. There's that island I think that Ron was talking about. He had jumped off once. Right into the ice.
Oh man.
He is so
That's
eccentric. Whew, yeah, he is too. He's never been in the military or nothing. He's just a really, really brave guy. I'd be nice to see some Dall sheep. Yeah, see that dead tree there? That's some of that beetle kill stuff there. Them bark beetles. I didn't know there was that many trails. You don't mind if I introduce you, do you?
No.
Oh, this is my friend Dave that let me stay at his. He came pick me up at the airport and gave me a bed to sleep in and showed me a lot of nice collectibles. Awesome, awesome. We're so much alike. We love the same exact things: astronomy, meteorology, stuff like that.
Yes, indeed.
Now this truck across Cook Inlet, can't see Fire Island from here. There's no volcanoes. It's just too far out. I hope this is recording. Yeah. I remember that story about that lady went out further down, I think, back in the 80s or something. She got stuck up to her hips in the mud and they pulled her legs off trying to get her out.
That's happened more than once through the years. That was the last time.
Oh, God. Could you imagine? I mean, I shouldn't have even said the word imagine. Look how beautiful.
Yeah, once in a while a Chichaco that doesn't know any better will go out on the mud, and it's a bad idea.
I've heard of guys walking from Anchorage out to Fire Island, and I'm like, man, that is N-U-T-S.
Gets in trouble too.
And if you're waist deep in mud, they really can't get you out without pulling you apart.
Yeah.
All right. I wish there'd be a train that goes by, but let's see. Let me. We get down to Whittier. There may be I know the engineer there. He may let me ride back to Anchorage, and that'd be nice. Of course, I won't upload that video until I get back to the lower 48, because you guys, older guys that know my history, know what happened last time I made the videos hopping the freight train to Fairbanks. I'm gonna film one last part, that very top of the peak up there. I guess there's so many of these mountains that none of them really all have a name.
I should have brought my binoculars, because I'm pretty sure I've got a couple of Dall sheep spotted up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're up there. But
okay, I'll pan real slow and just...
Well, all you see from here is dots. That's a long way up there.
When you're watching on a 52-inch TV, somebody will make it... Hey, if anybody, leave in the comments if you see any Dall sheep. If you're watching on a large TV, leave in the comments for me if you see any Dall sheep. They're white. You might have to go, if you don't know what a Dall sheep is, just Google it. D-A-H-L, I believe, is how Dall is spelled.
D-A-L-L.
Oh, is it? D-A-L-L, sheep. Alright. Dave spotted some Dall sheep.
You got them on
I'm going to zoom in and see if we can... I don't see them yet. Let's see. Guys, keep your eyes open. Let's see if we...
I can't see on that thing either.
I do see some patches of snow.
Go to your left.
My left?
Yeah,
at the very top of the
screen now. Keep going way more left. Okay, about... Should be right in there somewhere. God, it's hard to tell.
I know. I got it on the energy saver.
Go down. Okay, now go up a little bit. Let's pan right.
Is that one right in the middle, or?
Yeah, it's so bright with the sun out here, I can't tell what we're aiming. I think, no, you got to be too far to the right now. Stay right at the treetop and keep panning left. Go up a little.
Okay, there's a clutch of something. Oh, I think that's snow.
God, it's hard to spot through this camera here. I'm looking right at them. It looks like you ought to be aiming right about at them. Down a little bit, maybe. Okay, now up. Yeah, they got to be right in there, but I just am not seeing them on the camera.
I see something right in here. That might be patches of snow. We'll find out on TV for sure.
Yeah, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's at least 16 of them right in that one group.
Yeah, they'll definitely, somebody's going to see them on a big screen.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
They're there. That's where they live.
Hey, guess what? Dave spotted some Dall sheep. First, we're going to take a look at this delicious water coming down. And right up there they are. Can you see them? I can't tell if they're moving or not. Or laying down. Oh, I think I see another one right between the telephone wires. That may be snow. Well, no, that's a Dall sheep, I think. Yep. I think he's feeding. I'm trying not to shake. Yep. I seen his head move. There's your Dall sheep, and the tide is going out. See the mud flats? Well, we just turned off in Girdwood. We are going to Whittier. We are getting close to the tunnel, and they've got fresh snow falling. How much do you think is falling in the last 12 hours?
I'd guess this is a good 6-inch or 8-inch fall for 24 hours.
Wow. And I just looked at the Doppler radar on the other side of the 2-mile tunnel. There is not one flake of snow, and the wind is 0. It's usually, what is that saying, shittier and Whittier, but now it's what would it be? Ungoodier and Whittier. Girdwood. Turd and Gird. Oh man, that is really coming down harder now.
Yeah, I think we've left spring and we're going back to winter.
Yep, remember in the last scene, guys, we weren't wearing coats at all. It was probably, what, 45 degrees?
I might have to stick it back in four-wheel drive if it keeps this up.
Man, that is so pretty, though. Let me zoom up a little bit, see if we can make it even. I forgot the name of that big lake on the right before you get to the tunnel.
Portage Lake.
Portage Lake.
Yeah.
And I think there's a trail that goes all the way around to the other side, too.
Yeah.
We are almost to the longest rail vehicle combination tunnel on the entire planet Earth. Of course, my last video, you guys have seen. Now, you newer viewers, you'll have to watch us go through the tunnel. You may not have seen that video, but I'm fixing to shut the camera off until we get to the tunnel. The Alaska Railroad is just, well, somewhere on either side, not far. All right, here we go. Fixing to go in the tunnel into Whittier. See the railroad tracks in the middle? The freight train goes in the middle too. Uh-oh, here we got one coming. I wonder if that's ever happened on accident.
I don't know. I don't want it to happen to me though.
Oh, maybe from behind the pushes a little. I wonder how fast they would go through. Probably 10 or 15. I know it's a good ways through, and I forgot the name of the mountain we're going under. That's the one I set my camera on fast forward, and what records it real slow and plays it normal. You can see them clouds going over the top.
Or slow-mo, yeah. Time lapse.
I did it for like 15 minutes and thought, oh, that's enough, and it played like 4 seconds. Hey, it's not snowing in here.
Yeah, the question is what is it going to be doing when we come out the other end?
Oh, it's a little bit better. I brace my arm like this.
You never know. It might be snowing there, or it might be bright, clear sky sunshine.
Yeah, it showed right as soon as you go in the tunnel, that's where the precipitation ended. That'd be neat if it was sunshine on the other side. If it gets too bad, I know they give a military discount at that motel, that little cheap motel there. It's like 15% off. But I mean, it'd really have to be bad for me to get a motel. Ain't no way I'm gonna, and I bet you it ain't no $60 now, like it was last time. That was during COVID when everything was so cheap. And there wasn't hardly, it's just the locals here. It was so nice not to have any crowds. Yep, you can see the rail. Oh, I've been watching my camera the whole time. I didn't realize there was a truck in front of us until I looked up.
Yeah, we're in the line.
Yeah, going through that Cascade Tunnel, like 7.8 miles in Washington. Then the Flathead is 6.8. Then the Moffat is 6.4, I think, out between Denver and Grand Junction.
You know what amazes me about this tunnel is old Stewart, the railroader I was telling you about. He more or less met the guys that built this tunnel, and the Army built it in World War II, and they did it like, I can't remember exactly, somebody can look it up, but
yeah,
like 9 months or something they built this tunnel. Kind of like the Alcan, you know, amazing what they did in the time they did it. But they started out from both ends of this thing at the same time, and when they met in the middle of this, they were 12 inches off. That boggles my mind, that accuracy.
Especially back then.
Yeah, with what they had. You know, they had the same kind of optical theodolites they got now, but they didn't have lasers and all of that. But they knew their stuff, and they were 1 foot off when they met in the middle from the center line of this thing. I know I couldn't do that.
For what was that? 1941 or something?
Yeah, it was 41, 43. Somewhere in there. It was after the war started, so it must have been 43 or so.
I know as soon as you get out of the tunnel, there's a road that goes to the left. These little things that go in the middle between the rails, there's big stacks of them way out in the woods.
Yeah, to the left after you come out of this tunnel, there used to be a huge military tank farm. Big oil tanks, but that's all been removed.
Oh.
There are also, a lot of people don't know it, but there's a parallel tunnel to this one. To our left, it's a utility tunnel, but it's a second tunnel that follows the whole length of this
Oh,
thing.
no, I didn't know that. I guess supply tunnel.
It's the one that the oil, or gas, it gets gas now, but the pipeline goes through it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this would have been one big target. Whittier would have been.
It would have been, well, why they built it was Anchorage doesn't have an ice-free port. This one is ice-free all year. So they built this to be able to get supplies in all year, including airplane fuel. I mean, it was an epic project. As many of them were during the war.
And weren't all them guys put up in the Buckner building?
Yeah, it was like a city in a building. Yeah, the Army built all those. They were built after the war, though, actually, during the Cold War. Late 40s, early 50s, mid-50s.
Yeah, people asked me on my last Whittier video, is that true? Everybody lives in one building? I guess
it is.
I've seen a few houses, but that'd be nice to just $60,000 just for life, buy yourself a apartment.
Yeah, they got everything in there, store and a post office, and I don't know what all they got into.
Well, the weather is funky over here.
It's still winter here.
It's at 0 miles an hour and it's blowing horizontal.
Yeah, I think we better put it in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, there's a railroad over there.
Well, winter hasn't given up in Whittier yet. Is my conclusion.
Ooh. Wonder how, I guess Seward'd be about, well, it would be snowing, but be mighty wet. Last time I was here, the weather was like this. As long as it's snow, I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, it's thinning out now. We were up against that mountain there too. All right, this is just 1 mile from the last scene, and look, the weather's already cleared up. There's the Alaska Railroad trestle coming out of the yard. And the railroad yard is just right up here, and they load all the freight cars on the ferry up here. Yeah, there's that building everybody lives in. I
Yeah.
can't remember the name of it again.
Baggett's Tower. Yeah, that one's the Baggett's, and then the other one's the Buckner.
Yep, there's the railroad yard. I don't see a single rail car.
Yeah, it's pretty empty.
And that is now Whittier. There's like where you get on the ferry. Hey, we're getting our snow this year. We only got a ½ inch in Tennessee, but we're sure getting a lot here. But I better get in and get me a coat on. But anyway, yeah, the ferry terminal is just right over there. All right, I got my ticket to Cordova, and it's gonna stop in some fjord. I can't remember the name of it, but this is the ferry office docking terminal. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. Always like their logo, but yeah, I can show you on the map. We're going to start out in Whittier, go through Prince William Sound over to Cordova, and then back down to this island here, where the fjord is, and then back up and back to Whittier. Now, Thursday, there's that ferry I rode last time, the Tuscaloosa. Today, we'll be on the Aurora. They're actually about the same size, and it runs up to Valdez, and then down to Cordova, and then back. That's how I went last time. But all this is Prince William Sound. Now, Bligh Reef. If you're not familiar, Google Bligh Reef, B-L-I-G-H, Reef, and you'll read about the Exxon Valdez oil tanker spill they had. They ran aground at Bligh Reef, and I'll try to record it again. I did in my last video. I showed where Bligh Reef is. And last night they said here at 3 a.m. the skies cleared enough to see the northern lights, but I was snoozing. But tonight they'll be just as active, if not more active, and I'll be awake on the ferry, so there's a good chance I'll be able to get some northern light action footage, like right here. Now, they don't move real fast like you see them in the videos. All those are time-lapse, real fast. They move a lot slower than that in real life. But here's some more photographs. And some probably Native American artifacts. Yeah, look at that, made out of antler. Carved out of antler. Not sure what this is. It might be beard oil. I know that's homemade soaps and stuff. But native jewelry. Ah, look at that polar bear there on the right in the state of Alaska. Now that's made out of antler too. That's the ivory, which is kind of like the enamel on teeth. But anyway, let's see what else we got going on in here. Hey, there's the Alaska Railroad. Alright, here's the better. We are right about here in Whittier. We're going to be going to Cordova and then down to that fjord island and then back. And then Thursday there's a ferry that goes to Valdez. Now this is Wrangell St. Elias National Park, the largest in the world, or the U.S. I know it's the largest in the U.S. National Park, but there are cabins all up in this area. You rent, well, you don't rent, you just put your name down in them, and you can stay up to a week for free. Remember that old video that I had with my camera turned the wrong way? Me, Railroad Ron Woods, and Dawn Frazier, and her girlfriend went out there and stayed in that cabin north of Glen Allen. That's where Dawn broke her foot in 3 places. We had to carry her like 5 miles downhill and take her to the hospital. It was a 6-hour drive to the Providence Hospital in Anchorage. But they said had she taken her boots off, her foot would have swollen so bad. So we kept her boots on to keep her foot from swelling up. But she made it and healed up real nicely. Oh, and by the way, I want to give a shout out to Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Sarah is Lawrence Story, my friend Lawrence Story's mother, Sarah. And hey, Gib Campbell. What's up, Gib? Gib Campbell. What's up, Larry Jane, and Betsy Jane? What's up? And my friend Matt Mantell. My friend Brandon Oswald out in Oregon, and Rick and Linda in Great Falls, Montana. Hello, and be safe on y'all's trip to Florida. I should be back in time enough for y'all to stop and visit and stay overnight, night or two at my place on your way back to Montana. And I want to see if I miss anybody, I'm sorry, but there's only a very few people in my handbasket of good eggs. And Loretta, thank you, Loretta, the hand warmers and everything you gave me, and the care you gave me in the hospital. I couldn't have done it without you. And that's it. We'll be getting on the ferry here in about an hour. Alright, we're on the Aurora. Looks like I pretty much got the whole ferry to myself. Kind of the seating area. And let me show you the weather clearing up. You know what that means. There's going to be a great chance of seeing the northern lights tonight. Getting around unchained and unroped. Getting ready to play. We're already pulling on our way to Cordova. Yep, that's the best pack I ever had. It's worth the $420 used. I got it at Full Metal Jacket Army Surplus in Alexandria, Virginia, outside D.C. I got some yum yums. And I got a whole insulated bag full of Nally chili, yogurt, some more fresh fruit, some bananas, and I got a English muffin with sausage, egg, and cheese in there too. And we are moving. Oh, that feels good. I wish we had a air filter this good. Man, that thing is blowing too. Goodbye, Whittier. See the sky clearing? My Lord, I hope it keeps up. I checked the Doppler radar and there ain't no precipitation from here all the way to Yucatan and Skagway. So we should see some northern lights tonight. I gotta get up. We're gonna get into Cordova about 8:30 tonight. It'll be daylight until about 10:30, 11. And you can't stay on the ferry until about boarding time at 4:30 a.m. So I'll get off and wander around and video Cordova for you guys. Yep, there was a fan subscriber that told me to put it on UHD 30. And I could have my 100 times zoom and better video. So that's what I got her on now. And I'll show you the map. It shows us right here in green. Leaving Whittier. We're gonna follow it all the way out. It'll move as we go east. This whole map will move over and show Cordova. Yeah, I just seen it move. But this harbor is ice-free year-round. That's why in World War II it was so important. They could always get military supplies in here. Wish I had one like that with a freight train map. Could show you real time where your train was. We're probably doing about 8 knots right now. I can tell by the water waves how fast we're going. Maybe 7 knots. Nah. Well, 8 knots is almost 10 miles an hour. So we're doing about 9.5, 10 miles an hour. I wish I could get out there and hold my arms up on the very end. I'm king of the world. Of course, I'd have to have a real pretty girl with me to do that with. I don't see any pretty girls on here yet. with my eyesight, I can only see about 12 foot today. Now looking through this screen on the monitor on my phone, I can see better. Alright, so give y'all a taste of where I'm sitting. Kind of sprawled out a little bit, but hey, we ain't got many people. And we are at the back of the ship, the bow part. Not the bow. I must be really getting tired. This would be a sucky place to drop your camera. Whittier is way back there now. We've probably gone 20 miles already. It's only $2 for a fountain soda. They got a cafeteria and everything in here. Let's go upstairs if we can. Slowly but surely. Yep, slowly, but don't call me Shirley. Let me set my root beer down. Actually quite warm. Make sure I don't trip over my root beer. a little safer feeling up here. Glory, hardly blowing in the wind at all. And look, you can see some blue patches in the sky. Come on, baby, just keep clearing out. That way tonight, we'll be able to see the spectacular northern lights. How far we can see. That's quite far. And this is a Samsung Galaxy S20. Does pretty good. Yeah, I seen a guy on YouTube, some channel, bought one of them boats for $1,500. One of them lifeboats. Hauled it off in a trailer and spent like, I don't know, another $1,500 fixing it up. Let's see how far we can get with this. Wow, man. God, you can see the flag on the moon with this. Alright, we're getting closer to smaller, less elevated islands. Well, I wish I could just take a canoe over there, or kayak, build a fire on the beach and have that whole island to myself. Yeah, here's all them little islands. That's where we are. That here, that's the little island we just passed up. There we are, the green ship. Well, we're getting out into the middle part of Prince William Sound now. Here is a small wheelhouse. pretty neat. Got pretty room. You can lay down over there to the left or just sit up. Watch the water scenery, and there's some more tables you can just lay down if you want. Like that. That's what I'm fixing to do. I'm getting tired. But I went through all my gear and got everything in OCD order, so I know where everything is. Here's another tip. You take them ponytail holders, you can wrap your charge cord wires in them and just about anything else you want to keep wrapped up. You can buy them at the dollar store, 10 or 12 for $1. But the best thing is to go to Walmart and get you the ones that are like $3. They're a little bit more sturdy. We're about 60% of the way to Cordova from Whittier. I'll show you where we are on the map here. We're probably doing about 10 or 12 knots now. So here we are. Now if you look on Google Maps, you'll see Knoll Bay. And you'll see the various islands. Especially the one here you gotta be real quiet on. It's the Shh Island. No, I'm just kidding there. We've already passed Bly Reef, I believe. I wish it would show the depth of the water, but I will tell you the water is a lot darker, so that's an indication that the water is a whole lot deeper here. And look at that sky clearing off. So tonight may be our lucky night to see the auroras. You know, when you get down in the southern hemisphere, it's not the Aurora Borealis, it's the Aurora Australis. I'm glad I got it back on that 100 times zoom, because it sure helped. I appreciate the fan that the subscriber that left me the message to tell me to put it on UHD 30, because that really made my day and it's gonna make my videos a heck of a lot better, and I appreciate it. And that was quite luck that I found that comment, because I get tens of thousands of comments, and if I ever reply to your comment, you need to go out and buy a lottery ticket, because the chances of me answering any one specific comment is like 1 in 10,000, and I kind of randomly go through them and pick them out. There's no way, without having 115 secretaries that all know my password to help me out with my comments and questions. And I'm not giving my password out to anyone, not even God. Of course, God knows my password anyway, but Look at that. Look at that sky. We got some high cirrus clouds above, but let's just hope it stays this way until at least midnight. Let me show you another thing I like about these ferries in Alaska. Go into the men's or women's restroom, and you not only got your stalls and your urinals, but you got your shower. Take you a good hot shower if you want to. Oh my God, who's that wearing a hobo shoelace? Shoestring. Hobo shoestring shirt. So go to shoestringarmy.com and order yours. We got all the flavors and colors on now. You can get the shoestring on the front or the back or both. Front and back. And every day that goes by, I'm feeling even better. Psychologically too. Wow. Talk about a quick recovery. Now, let's go to the cafeteria. And this is the hallway. We were just going down with the restroom, and there's another kind of sitting waiting area. Got your soda pop machine down there too. But my favorite thing is fountain pop. I like fountain soda pop better than can. Now it used to be the other way around. I smell something good, so I think the cafeteria may be not open. But you got all the amenities just like a mess hall in the Navy. So you got your sandwiches, you got, they are getting ready to open. Got some hot, good potatoes, some rice, and carrots and cabbage. I'm definitely getting some. But there's your ice and your soda fountain. There's your root beer. Yummy. And there's your whole milk, your chocolate, your 2%, your 1%, your 0.5%, your 0%, your... No, I'm just exaggerating there. Got some hot chocolate. And your good coffee. I'm not sure if they made any fresh yet, but all your condiment. And I was going to show you a doll sheep we were talking about earlier on the mountain. There's one right there. That kind of gives you a close-up if you've never seen one before. But it shows all your mammals and stuff. Now over here it shows all your sea life. Got your blue whale, orcas, your humpback, sperm. Let's see if they got beluga on here. I don't see any beluga whale, but nope. Here's one. See that kind of hump on their head? There's a dome in there and it's full of oil. They use that a lot for lantern oil. Boy, there's orca there. Let's go see what they have on this other table. I just know they were all different until now. There's some sea bottom dwellers. There's a hairy hermit crab. He don't look too hairy. This is for Ken Avery. This is Ken's favorite little animal, that and the red panda. And I used to work at the seafood industry and the canneries, and with them halibut, man, those are hard to process. See if they got any rockfish. Rockfish are delicious. There's some crabs and some octopi. There's the Alaska. Well, no, that's a red king crab. There. I thought that was a football at first. Anywho, we'll go up back again. Yep, that sky is turning sunny. Man overboard. Hobo overboard. Up, Old Glory's a blowing now. Well, Alaska state flags are really going now. But kind of gives you an idea how big this ferry is. It's a little smaller than the Tuscaloosa, the one I was on 3 years ago. Yep, that's one of them really neat safety escape boats. They just drop them down in the water 15 feet. No rope or cable or anything, and it splashes down. It's all hermetic. Just batten down the hatches and you're sealed in it. Boy, that wind is a beehive watch. Alright. Maybe we can go up top, but it's going to be so windy we won't be able to hear anything. Boy, a man could easily fall overboard. This thing's only 4 foot. The railing is. Yeah, the scenery's just outstanding. I know I'm panning a bit fast, but oh, that must be your island there. Yeah, I was just joking about that earlier. You can see in the cafeteria here. I've seen that cabbage in there and I can't wait to get a big fat bowl of that. I might get me a triple or quadruple helping of that. I'm serious. Oh, that water being stirred up like that. Now see how black the water is now compared to earlier? I'm just gonna guesstimate that water is at least 15 to 1800 foot deep right here. Come on, sky, clear on out all the way. We need to see some glorious northern lights tonight. Well, that's a skinny life preserver. I guess if you had a Barbie or a Cabbage Patch doll, you could save one's life. But that's about it. Yeah, earlier I accidentally hit that button and reversed the camera into my face. What I meant to say is, see how black that water is? Compared to that lighter turquoise water. Yeah, it's good 15 to 2,000 foot deep, 1,800 foot deep. Yeah, there's that skinny life preserver. You could save a Cabbage Patch doll with that. But like on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you could just go ahead and forget Shredder. I forgot that rat's name that trained the turtles. But you know, I was like 22 years old when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie come out, and I actually really liked them. I forget which one had Vanilla Ice in it. Go Turtles, go Turtles, go Turtles, go. Yeah, I didn't know he was into real estate now. That's how he makes a living, that Vanilla Ice. You know, even though I was in my early 20s, I kind of thought that dude was pretty cool. I mean, for a white rapper. And you know, I've seen documentaries and interviews, and he seems like he's a pretty cool guy. Uh-oh, I think they said the cafeteria's open. Hey, there's Island again. Nah, well, I don't know what it is about the sound and look of that water. I just love it. Shoestring overboard. Oh, they'd be like, oh, he's got a broken arm and missing fingers. Oh, he can swim just fine. All right, let's go have some cabbage. Alrighty, we are coming into little bitty Cordova now. I have to get off the ferry for about 7 hours and wander around. They'll start loading it again about 4:30. But most of that, what you see, are fish houses. They do a lot of seafood processing here. A lot of fish canneries. Now there's a huge freshwater lake just on the other side of Cordova, and we'll try to walk there if it's still daylight when we get there. But that's all there is to Cordova. As they're getting ready to tie the ferry off. that's about it for Cordova. There's the same fish cannery buildings we were looking at a while ago. A lot of seafood processed here. I don't know if y'all remember my last video, but remember the mama and baby otter that were laying on their back swimming, and baby otter was laying on the mama's stomach and she was cracking open a clam. That was in my last Cordova video. It's starting to cloud back up. Of course, where we were in the middle of Prince William Sound, there's no mountains to kind of block anything, so the clouds sort of thin out. But now everything's just kind of getting jammed up against all these mountains. But we may see a glow through the mountains, but we'll all just hope and pray for the best that we get a clear spot tonight where we can see the aurora. Yeah, in the southern hemisphere, they're called the Aurora Australis and the Aurora Borealis. If you ever heard of the boreal forest in northern Canada, that's where it gets its name. Borealis meaning boreal forest. Just some trivia I thought I'd share. I'm full of trivia, so if you ever have any questions, start asking on the new AskShoestring.com website next month coming up, hopefully. You can see the avalanche marks down the side of the mountain there. Kind of like Pioneer Peak has that rock slide. Well, this actually may be part rock slide and avalanche slide slope here. But yeah, see how clouded in it's getting. Yep, and we're fixing a dock. I think we dock right there. Hey, there's another one of them Barbie or Cabbage Patch doll life preservers. Alright, I gotta get my gear and start making my way down to get off. Alright, we are in Cordova. Well, I walked uphill a little bit further. Everything here closes at 8 o'clock. The first place to open and the last place to close is a place called Nichols. The guy was telling me, he said, yeah, if you go up to this place called Nichols, do you think you can remember that? And I went, oh, you bet I can remember that. Nichols, but It's another mile and a half that way, and it closes at 8, and it's already 8:40, so the ferry won't start loading until 4:30 a.m. It's 8:30, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's another 8 hours. So that's okay. It's not raining. Let's hope some clouds dissipate. Yeah, I forgot my charger, and the guy had to run back and get it for me. But yeah, I brought my water filtration system, and Loretta, that keychain broke, so I ended up putting it on a different keychain, and I went ahead and I was keeping my P38 in my wallet, but it fell out, so I went ahead and put it on there. That'll be easy to open the can with it being that far down. And we are right at sea level here, and there's the Aurora we just got off of. See, the Tuscamina is bigger than the Aurora. It probably holds 15, 20 more cars than this one does. I think she said this one holds 35 cars. Now the Joseph Smallwood that I took from North Sydney, Nova Scotia to Port aux Basques, Newfoundland held 110 18-wheelers, 350 cars, and 1,200 passengers. That ferry had a casino on it, had a movie theater, had everything you could think of. And once you got out into international waters, like 30 minutes offshore, you could gamble all you wanted. Of course, I didn't have at that time any money to gamble. But back then it was only $16 to walk on. And you'd go about 110 miles of water, about what we did today. And then you got to hitchhike across the island of Newfoundland 550 miles to St. John's, Newfoundland. And a little bit southeast of there is a place called Cape Spear. And there's a historical marker there that says the farthest you can go on the North American continent, just like at Point Barrow, Alaska. Farthest north you can go on the North American continent. But with the weather being the way it is, I may not make Barrow this trip. Uktiagvik. That's the new name of Barrow, Uktiagvik. But anyway, let's see if we see any otters. I doubt it, but no way to get down there anyway. Well, I mean, you could, but it'd be a you-know-what getting back up. But there's the other side of the bay. Yeah, they had quite a bit of snow all over Alaska, even up in the Brooks Range in the arid areas. Yeah, up on the North Slope around Barrow and Prudhoe Bay, Wainwright, Coldfoot, all that's considered arid just because of the amount of precipitation. Definitely not the hot temperature. But in 1992, when I was first in Barrow, the record high temperature was 66 degrees. I forgot what year it was set in, but now it easily gets into the 70s in Barrow. So I'm gonna go find a place to hang out for 8 hours or 7 hours. Oh, one other thing. That entire trip on the ferry, there was no data, of course. And for some reason, there's no Wi-Fi on that ferry. And now that I'm in Cordova, there's no data here at all. There sure ain't no Wi-Fi. So I'm not going to have no data until I get back to Whittier tomorrow afternoon sometime. Probably about 3 or 4 tomorrow afternoon I'll get back. I'll try to get a ride to Anchorage. The following day I'll get a ride to Fairbanks. Anyway, that's the plan. You guys have a good night. Well, here's a hint. Not a hint, but a tip. Here's a tip for you. If you live in snow country and you know how the parking lots are always plowed into one big giant pile, well, in the springtime, of course, that's the last thing to melt. But when it finally does, go there where that big giant pile of snow had been raked during the winter and look around. You find money a lot of times. Money gets scraped out of the parking lot and pushed into them piles, and then the piles melt, leaving the money behind. You could tell they've done it here. See how that grayish rock, they use that grayish rock, they sprinkle it out and like salt. But since it gets so cold here, salt don't work, so they use gravel. And then when they grade and rake the snow off the road, they push it all into one spot, which is right here. You can tell. See all the gravel instead of grass. Of course, I don't see any money. Somebody probably already beat me to it out here. But there's your sea level. Not very deep right off the bat. But when I get to Fairbanks, I'm going to Fred Meyer. A lot of you have been asking me to do it. I'm going to grab me a gold pan, one of those hand gold pans, and show you just how hard it is. I've done it several times before, and the only thing you wind up with is gold dust. Little tiny flakes of sparkly gold. So I'll be able to show y'all some sparkly gold glitter at the bottom of the gold pan. And them gold pans are only like, $8 or $10 for a plastic black one. You really don't see the metal ones anymore, but I'll show you how to sleuth one. But anyway, we'll do that when we get to Fairbanks. We'll find a little stream or a river, and I'll show you. Y'all, these boats are dry docked, being repaired. Probably taking the barnacles off the bottom and repairing leaks. But yeah, all of them are on dry dock. That just means they've been pulled out of the water, though. 2 words explain itself: dry and dock. A dry dock. That looks like a guy in a white shirt, maybe fishing. Nope, it sure isn't. Sorry, my eyes. I thought it was 2 people wearing white sweaters out there fishing off the pier. But anyway, yeah, around 4 o'clock, I have to go. I gotta watch out for landmines. I don't know who keeps taking their dog out here, but it's the same size and color, so it's the same dog. That dog must eat 50 pounds of dog food a day. But this building right there, I gotta go to and check in. Now there's a bench just on the other side of that glass window in the middle. They may have Wi-Fi in there. I'll go check. and you walk down this tube tunnel and go to the ferry and get on. Let me watch while I'm walking. But yeah, I'll be getting right back on Aurora. They shut it down. See, that's where I was at that top. All those windows, those small windows up top, that's where I was. Right up top in them last windows. That's where I left my dumb phone charger. I'd gotten all the way to the bottom where you unload and remembered it. Yeah, there's that little bridge that's covered. You walk down to get on the ferry. If it starts raining, that's where I'll go. That's where you go in. If I can hold the camera straight. Just walk down that tube and come out on the other end and you get on the ferry. Then we go to that fjord town on our way back to Whittier tomorrow. So actually, it might be about this time when I get into Whittier. I forgot about that. That's going to take an extra, 2.5 hours to get to that fjord town. And then 2.5 hours to get back to that same point where we turned off to go there to continue on to Whittier. Then I'll catch a ride to Girdwood probably, and I might luck out and get a ride to Anchorage. And then from Anchorage, you go through Wasilla, Talkeetna, Denali, Mount McKinley Park, Healy. That's about it. Then you're in Fairbanks, about 430 miles north of Anchorage. And that's the end of the Alaska Railroad, or the beginning. It starts out in Fairbanks, goes down to Anchorage, then down through Girdwood to Whittier, and then there's a split just south of Girdwood. You go down to Seward, and that's it for the Alaska Railroad. There's no rail leading out going into Canada. But anyway, that's it. I thought I was done, but I forgot about, I was going to show you the water and tell you about that tip about looking for money when the snow piles melt. Alright, we just left Cordova. Now we're going to head down to a little town down in a fjord. Can't remember the name of it right offhand right now, but there ain't but about 300 people there from what one of the workers had told me. Then we'll be returning back to the normal route back to Whittier. It's about 5:20 a.m., something like that. It was too cloudy last night for any northern lights. Just all the clouds are banked up against the mountains, so kind of like a cascade of mountain effect. Everything kind of gets ringed out. Oh, my back. I am sore this morning, but I took a medicine called Dones. I had mentioned before, I thought they had quit selling Dones, but obviously not. But it works better than ibuprofen. Yeah, getting on the ferry this morning, somebody said, hey, aren't you on YouTube? So somebody knew me from YouTube this morning, getting on the ferry. Sorry about my finger in the way. Hey, there's Island again. Nah, I kind of ran that joke in the ground there. Well, there's a ship or another ferry out there. It could be an oil tanker, 'cause that looks like a tugboat in front of it. But again, like I said, we are all back on the Aurora. I guess there's another ship called the Borealis, or the Australis. Boreal forest. Make sure you always remember that. Aurora Borealis stands for the boreal forest, and the southern lights are the Aurora Australis. Anyway, it's too dark for the camera to really focus right, but I'm having a good combination here. I'm having a Dr. Pepper and a coffee, so and I accidentally spilled some coffee there, so Amy Hoofer, I am definitely gonna get some sleep on the way back. Well, I hope you enjoyed the ferry video and the beginning of Whittier. It's getting quite long, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. And my next trip, the next video will be going from Whittier to Anchorage through Girdwood to Wasilla, Talkeetna, Denali, and Fairbanks. And then Fairbanks, I'll get on the freight train back to Anchorage. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. We'll get some northern lights eventually though, especially when we hit Fairbanks and it's clear. This time I'm riding Fairbanks down to Anchorage, and I'll have this camera so it'll be a lot better quality.